Feeling lucky?
I'm guided by a force much greater than luck. I wonder if I'll be held responsible for this.
Hello, everyone. We're the D20 duo because that's the name that we came up with, and this is Questlog. And you're still fucking late.
I never know when to expect it.
I say
Hey,
we are the D20 duo. I say a very specific set intro.
You should say it slower for my brain. And then when we post it, you could just put that part in fast, and then it goes smoother. And this is Questlog.
You could just be on time with it.
I'll never be on point.
That's fair. All right, so everyone, we finally finished our first game. I say finally, but I mean like only 6 episodes of a podcast and 9 episodes of play, but it took us like 4 months. But we have like a schedule kind of thing now, so we can kind of get in the groove a little bit easier. The rhythm. Yeah. So please ignore the movie playing in the background right now. We're going to talk about Bowser's Keep first, which is the area before Smithy's factory. So, Bowser's Keep. We finally got to Bowser's Keep after defeating the legally distinct Power Rangers. And, we're going through, and obviously this time around has a lot tougher enemies than when we first started it, at the beginning of the game.
Yes. Which they still weren't even that bad because, again, we're overpowered as fuck. So,
we are pretty OP. Typically speaking, by most RPG standards, like Final Fantasy traditionally, you want to be in the mid-50s when you enter like the final dungeon. In this case, because the max level was 30, probably just need to be 21, 22-ish really to defeat the final dungeon. But here we are, level 30, every single character. Do what we want.
And you said that just through typical, when we were playing, you said through typical gameplay, you'd probably end up being around level 24, 25. If you weren't grinding and you were just facing everything naturally, you'd end up being around 24, 25 anyway. So it's not like we're super over it, but like we're there.
Yeah. And it also helps that the game itself, again, level 30 is the max, so it's a much lower cap to mess around with. So
yep.
But yeah, so Bowser's Keep, we're kind of going through, and I think they planned for the idea that some people are going to walk through and be a little OP, because they have the 6 doors. 2 action courses, 2 puzzle courses, and then 2 battle courses. Now, if you followed along with the actual gameplay, or you've watched it back on my YouTube channel here, you know that 2 of the ultimate weapons that we wanted to acquire were behind the 2 battle pass doors. And that was Bowser's Drill Claw and, for me, Geno's Star Gun. You using Bowser and Princess Peach, so you only needed 1.
Yep.
Oh, go ahead.
I was trying to think. I was thinking, like, did Peach have a special weapon through one of the puzzle doors? But I don't remember, because the frying pan ended up being the best weapon regardless.
Yeah, the frying pan is her best weapon, and you can buy that in Moleville, which you did. I think I still went back and bought the frying pan. I can't remember if I did for sure or not. But I'm pretty sure she had the super slap glove that was behind one of the courses, and then Malo's is behind one of the courses too. So
yeah, I got the super slap glove, but it wasn't better than the frying pan, so I never even used it.
Yeah. It's similar to the idea of like Mario. You get the Ultra Hammer in Smithy's factory, but the Lazy Shell is a better weapon. So,
Oh yeah, very much so.
but yeah. So, what were your thoughts on the 6 doors having the 3 different styles of courses to run through, and having to do at least 4 of the 6?
Well, the battle courses were very straightforward. It was literally you had to go through 3 sets of doors of just battling. I think it was like 5. You've battled 5 things, you went through a door, battled another 5 things, went through a door, battled another 5 things. So that one was very straightforward. Just kill. Kill everything.
Mm-hmm.
Massacre the masses. Uh
Massacre.
and then
Murder! Come aboard the murder train.
and then I think I had one puzzle, and that one took me a hot minute because it was a platformer one where you jump on the thing and it rotates around you, and I kept fucking falling off. So I was getting really irritated with that. I was like, no, I can't do this one.
That's an action
And
course,
then
not a puzzle.
that one was okay. Oh no, I did do one of the puzzles too. I say that one was easy with pushing around the bombs in order to, or like it was like hopscotch
You
essentially.
did complete that one. I do remember you completing that one. Yep. I don't.
Yeah, that one was easy.
I think I did the. I think I did both battle courses and both action courses. Honestly.
Oh, okay. I know I did one of the puzzle courses and I completed that. And then the action course, I did like them bringing back Donkey Kong essentially, like doing that. You were having a great
Oh,
time
oh, he was a
with that
dirty
part of the
douchebag.
course.
Donkey Kong can get fucking wrecked.
Yeah, which I didn't realize until after you were doing the remake that you hadn't realized that if you stand next to the stair, the barrel goes over you, and then you can just jump over. Because I started doing that right away, and that's how I got up so quickly.
Like I said, Donkey Kong can get fucking wrecked. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh.
It was neat to see that though, like bringing back the old school of avoiding the thing. It's like that was a neat little Easter egg that they added in.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Um. Any other thoughts on the 6 doors?
Um, Not really. As a other than you get the rest of your final weapons, but like we just said, they weren't better than what we already had, so I feel like it could have been something better.
That's fair. I mean, I guess technically they didn't give you Mario's like ultimate weapon is the lazy shell, but they lead you to believe that it's the ultra hammer in the factory. So,
Yeah.
and same thing with Peach. They give you the super slap glove, but if you're in the know, you can get the frying pan, and she'll be more powerful. Not that she's a huge physical attacker, but still.
No.
Um, yeah,
But at level 30, she can fucking deal it pretty
yeah,
well.
yeah. I did enjoy the 6 door thing because as we've talked about with certain things, we are pretty overpowered, and having something pop in our way that makes it so we can't just bulldoze through it um
Yeah.
is kind of a good challenge, as it were. So there was that.
Yeah,
um
it wasn't based on how strong you were. It was based on your coordination.
yeah. um
And with this game, as we've learned so many times,
Lots of coordination needed. Holy crap.
yeah. Oh, but Lord, like with what you kind of see in the video, having to jump over those nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yep.
not a great time.
Nope. But then you get through. So you get through, and there is a boss, but we're gonna skip over him because he like. I feel like they try to make him like something important, but he really wasn't. Because there's the whole like basically where he basically dies by honorable suicide by cutting himself down. Whatever. Anyways, you get taken to the top floor and you fight the sword X sword, not Smithy. It's not Smithy.
Yep.
It's
I
X
thought
sword.
it was. I can't even lie about that. I honestly thought the sword was Smithy because he's the main thing you see on the cover of the everything.
Yep.
And like, I don't know. Everything seems to point to him, and he's also fucking gigantic compared to every other boss we fought, so it just made sense that he was Smithy. But then you think about Smithy, Smithy is a smith. The sword was probably called Sordo or something.
Exor.
Exor, yeah, sure.
I've only said it 3 times, but
I don't know.
whatever. So I got to do the unique things. So for anyone not in the know, with it, here's a little spoiler for you. Exor is, I think, the only boss, but like, I'm pretty sure only. Geno's Geno Whirl, if you hit the critical on it at the proper time, it will do 9,999 damage to whatever enemy you're using it on. That doesn't typically work on bosses because it would be really unfair to use on bosses. Well, the developers thinking about that.
It was a glitch anyway.
I say I don't. Well, no, the Geno Whirl is supposed to do what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be a very difficult timing. At least to my knowledge, I've never seen anything to say otherwise that the Geno Whirl was not supposed to do 10,000 at critical because it's in the remake.
Oh,
Now I wasn't able to critical Exor in the remake, so maybe that in itself was a glitch.
yeah.
But I did critical Exor and got a 1-hit kill on him basically once he was unprotected, because you, like, technically he's the top part of the hilt, and then there's the 2 eyes in the mouth that are protecting him or whatever. So,
Yeah.
but beyond the fact that I was able to, like, critically one shot him, do you have any thoughts about Exor?
No, see, me going into the battle assuming that he was the final boss, and then after we took him out in like 4 rounds, I was like, you hyped up this boss quite a bit for us to take him down really fast.
I got to keep your
And then we
expectations
fell,
low.
yeah, and then we went through this warp tunnel. I was like, not done yet. There, but wait,
There's
there's more.
more. And that takes us to Smithy's factory. Yay.
Yeah.
The only other thing I'll mention about Exor, I kind of agree with you. Like, when I was a kid, I always thought that the sword was Smithy, or at least the big bad. Maybe not necessarily calling him Smithy, but I thought he was the big bad. And realistically, I kind of think he should be, or should have been. I think could have been. Like, I like the battle with Smithy, but I think the bigger battle with the sword could have been better. If
Yeah.
that makes sense. But yeah, so then we defeat it and it sucks us into its mouth, and we go in through a warp tunnel, and we're in Smithy's factory, which you can see in the background here. Real dark and dismal looking place. Lots of enemies all over the place, including, they call them machine maids. But they're like duplicate copies of some of the bosses that we faced in the game, including Yuridovich and not
Boyer.
like the Boyer and the legally distinct Power Rangers. And
Yep.
what did you think about having to fight these, like, machine made knockoff? Yeah, the knockoff versions of the bosses, especially considering it throws the boss music at you. Like, did you get scared at first? Like, oh shit, now we got a boss battle again? Like,
I wasn't too concerned because my first thought was, realistically, we've beaten these things already, and these are the knockoff versions. They might be able to dish out a little damage, but I guarantee they're nowhere as near as hard as the fight as when we fought them originally. So I wasn't too concerned. I say, because like in the video, you're fighting Yordovich, and like he did like 30 damage average across the crew. That ain't much.
no,
That's
and
not
that's
that
fair.
much.
And that's fair. Um, they this is an RPG trope, especially in the old times, to reuse character models to get more enemies out of a bestiary. Um, and normally they are more difficult, like, than their original
Yeah.
counterpart. And truth be told, like, Mac was on one of the conveyor belts that I think we both, was able to avoid
Just
him pretty
pass.
easily.
Yeah.
But Boyer was on there, and Boyer was like the second major boss of the game, and realistically, he was a lot more he was a lot tougher than the original Boyer,
Yeah.
but just not a challenge for us.
Yeah,
So,
no.
um, but yeah, you progress through the factory, and I'm not going to bother talking about TikTok or the countdown or whatever the fuck the clock is. That battle's dumb. But
Kesha.
do you call it Kesha?
Yeah, TikTok.
Jesus. As you can see in the video here, we are fighting Cloak and Domino, and I just made easy work of Cloak there. I think you said you thought this battle was pretty cool because whichever one you defeat first is defeated, and the other one goes back here and jumps in the snake contraption. For me, it was Domino, but you had defeated Domino first instead of
Yeah.
Cloak.
Yeah, I thought that was really neat that they had something like that built in because like that's not a standard. Like for them to do that, to have it where if you beat this one first, this one combines with this thing and makes it stronger, which I assume it changes the entire battle for whatever one you choose. Because for obviously one was weak to physical damage and the other was weak to magic damage. So for my battle, I killed the magic user first, and then all I had to do was do physical damage all the time, and it was great, super easy. I just had to spam attack. I was like, hit him with a frying pan, hit him with a frying pan.
yeah,
But like, it was still neat that like they separated and did that.
yeah. Typically, like if you have something like that where there's a multi-stage portion of a boss fight in games, um,
It's the same boss. He just like transforms.
yeah, who like if you defeat part of the boss, it doesn't really affect the second stage of the battle,
Yeah.
type of thing. There, I believe in Final Fantasy IV, there's a boss where it starts out as six smaller enemies and they combine to one larger enemy. I believe that if you defeat, like, the more the smaller enemies you defeat before it combines, it determines how strong the final enemy is. But again, that's
Oh.
kind of an exception to a rule. A lot of times it's just, okay,
Yeah.
you've done enough damage. Here is stage 2 now, and
Yep.
stage 2 is going to be stage 2 no matter which way you did it. So,
Yep.
no, I agree. It's kind of a cool thing that they put into it. Um, so once you defeat Cloak and Domino, here we enter the actual heart of the factory, and we have to start stomping on some of these employees here. None of them were very very tough. Um, th-
No.
I don't even think they counted them as bosses because I don't think there was actual like boss music involved with it.
No, I think they were just standard enemies.
Yeah, I think they went down after a couple hits. Now, of course, at the end of this, there like pathway, I think we go through three of the employees um
Yeah,
to get
Clerk being
to,
the first one.
yeah. It's a cool looking enemy. I kind of wish like they had done more with that particular like enemy. Um
Yeah, which I'm just now realizing that the axe that he's holding has a face.
oh yeah, yeah, pretty much all the weapons that Smithy makes or have some kind of like they have a living component to them.
Yeah.
So, um,
So Clerk was living up to the expectation, hit a bitch with another bitch.
yeah, pretty much. And I think they all are the same model. They're just a different
Different
color
colors.
and different
Yeah.
toughness. Because again, it's that RPG trope that um, you reuse assets. You know, again, especially in older RPGs, it's a memory conserve because you already have the sprite for
Yeah.
for something, so you can just use that to save up memory and put other things in the game to make it better.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot about Toad running and helping us. I think I even mentioned it on when we did the actual live gameplay. How the fuck did Toad get here?
Yeah.
Like,
How did Toad know to jump into the sword? How did Toad get into the castle? Because we had to take a fucking flying bus just to get here.
yep,
And then Toad's like, nah, I'm good. I can fucking do what I want.
yep.
Okay.
Makes me think that Toad is not quite on the up and up. But
He's
we could dive
he's
into
secretly a
conspiracy
bad boy.
theory. Yeah, exactly. We could dive into Toad conspiracy theories all we want. Um,
With how many Toads there are, you would think that like, yeah, there's probably a few of them that aren't good.
well, according to, I think, I'm not sure if it's canon at this point. So Toad is Toad and his compatriots. They are the legitimate inhabitants of the Mushroom Kingdom.
Right.
Goombas are those inhabitants that have gone bad or
Oh.
rotted, as it were. I believe that is the original lore of the Mario universe, but again, I don't know if that's
I didn't know that.
or well, let's see here. Goombas, bad toads. Or Goombas, evil toads. Oh no, I'm
I
sorry.
mean, they're both mushrooms.
See again, and I could be wrong in my claim that that's how it was originally. But they've changed a lot of the Mario universe, especially since this
Yeah.
point in time. At this point in time, Bowser was barely known as Bowser. Like he had just basically become Bowser because if you look through like the SN or the NES manual for like Mario Brothers, he's
Hmm.
King Koopa.
Yeah.
So, and then like in the remake, you're not part of the Koopa Troop. I think he just calls them Bowser minions. Um,
Oh.
but like they've Princess Toadstool in this game, she's Toadstool.
Yep.
But
Not
in the
Peach.
remake, and in the universe as a whole, she is Peach. So,
Yep.
um, yeah, no, Goombas are not evil toads. They are distinct fungus-based species that were once peaceful inhabitants of the Mushroom Kingdom, but betrayed the toads by joining forces with Bowser's Koopa Troop.
Okay, so they're separate entities, but they still chose to be evil.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Huh.
they're a fungus-based creature just like the toads are.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
there you go. We'll get a little learnt here on the podcast today, folks.
I think
um,
it's a neat concept if the Koopas were actually toads at one point that like just devolved into just chaotic creatures.
yeah, I would fully again. I don't know if that was an accurate thing at some point or just a fan theory or just maybe some gobbledygook I made up in my mind. But like the idea of them
It's
being
just a game theory.
like the idea of them being actual toads, like I said, that rotted because they went bad. Like
Yeah.
I think that's a cool concept.
Yeah, I
Uh,
like that.
yeah,
Like I could see it being a legit thing.
yeah, but I digress.
Okay.
Um, So we're continuing the battle through the factory workers here. We're gonna okay, we're gonna skip into the battle with Gun Yoke. So this is like the final boss before Smithy, and this is the Gun Yoke, which is literally like a living egg yolk.
Milk tank.
Like I, I mean, I don't. Why is it called a gun yolk if it's not like an actual like egg yolk? But it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a living slime inside of a machine, and this sucker hit hard because he used that same breaker beam move that the Blade had, the legally distinct Megazord.
Yeah.
Um, and it hit pretty hard, honestly. Um, when we were fighting it, not hard enough to really,
Wipe you out.
yeah, to make of concern. But I mean, here it is right now in the thing. I mean, it hit Gino for 100 points. When your
Yeah.
characters only have 200 to 300 HP, getting hit for 100 HP hurts. You
Yeah.
know, like
And not even 300. I think the max is only like 212.
I want to say that Bowser in my party had more than that. I mean, I built all my characters pretty much like for the first 15 levels. I will say that I did pretty good about trying to choose their best bonus at
Yep.
level up. But once we hit like level 15-ish or so, I stopped choosing it when it wanted the magic bonus. When
Yeah.
they wanted the magic bonus to be the best thing, I started choosing like going back to the physical. And when the HP bonus was only 3 HP, when in the
Yeah.
early levels it would give you like 6 or 7 HP if you did it
Yep.
when it was the proper bonus. I just started choosing physical. Like I was determined to make
Yeah.
my characters just glass cannons. I didn't care. Like
Yeah.
the best defense is a good offense.
Yep.
But here we are. We've made it. We found him. Um Now I will say, yeah, I was really surprised once I reached him at the remake. Um he's wearing the star around his neck.
Yep.
Like here in this one it looks like he's just kind of absorbed it as part of his body,
It looks like it's his
honestly.
belly button. Yeah.
Yeah. So but
That
I,
or a belt. Yeah, I assumed that too, is that he just is like, click,
yeah,
it's on me now.
it's on me. What were your first impressions of Smithy?
He reminds me of an ogre, the way
I
his
could see
teeth
that.
are and everything.
Yeah.
I thought he was an ogre. I was like, hey, and he looks, I mean, he is all metallic, but like, first impression, I was just like, now he looks like an angry boss. Compared to the rest of them, like, he makes sense that he's Smithy.
He
And then you
very angry
really
boy.
see it during the second phase of the battle. You
Yeah,
really see him getting angry.
absolutely. Um and if I remember correctly, he took it out on you pretty decently during the second half of the battle.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
I think you
Yeah.
actually, if I remember correctly, you actually you expressed that you were having a little bit of a struggle bus with him. So
Yeah, I
um,
had to use I think I ended up using I had one pick me up left at the end of the battle, and I started off with a good amount. Like I kept having to revive my team. I was like, stop killing me.
hmm.
Should not be
And
this difficult.
he had, well, in his tank form, he had the Magnum ability, which was an instant death move. So
And I was lucky he never used that on me.
oh,
He
so those were
actually
just
didn't
legitimate, like he spanked you.
yet.
Okay.
He spanked me with some other moves that like I don't think he insta killed, but like he ended up doing good enough damage, and then he'd do like a mega move, and I don't think he did an instant death ray or anything like that because you kept warning me about the tank, and it that the tank never instant killed me. It was some of his other forms. I was like, fucking stop.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me a second.
Well, one of the drawbacks I will say of choosing like the physical stuff is the fact that it lower, like not choosing the magical means your magical defense is kind of lower too. Oh, hold on, hold
Yep.
on.
Looks like we're gonna have a little dispute over the star.
You
Just hand it
probably you're
over
probably
and
not
get out of my
listening to the
castle.
actual audio of
My, we're a little
video.
touchy today, aren't we? You know,
Yeah.
I'm actually growing rather
I
fond of this
turned on it
device.
because like Smithy by far
Please,
has one
don't
of the
make us go through any
best
more. Just give us the
fucking
star now.
boss battle themes
Why
ever
don't you give me your stars? Why?
in a game.
Then I
So
can easily conquer.
it's just a bop. Period.
Yeah, I liked his music. I think I was it the second part of the battle that the music got really good that I was like, oh fuck yeah, let's go. Let's fight. Yes.
I like the stuff or I like the music from the first battle like the first form with him more than the
Mhm.
second, but the second form does get more like evil sounding cuz I remember you made a comment when you were half paying attention cuz you didn't want spoilers cuz I did complete the remake first.
Yeah.
That was just a stat or like a it was a stream of opportunity. Call it that.
Okay.
But
Sure.
I completed the remake first, and you were only kind of partially paying attention to it because again, you didn't want
Yeah.
spoilers. And
Yeah.
I think Dio, our friend Dio, in my live chat said something about the original game's theme being more epic and like evil sounding for the second form than what they gave you in the remake.
Yeah.
And I would agree. That was one of the things that they knocked on the remake was that while the audio was still good because it was remastered versions of like or like rearranged versions of all the songs in this game, there was the problem. It was just rearranged versions of songs in this game, and the originals were just better. So
Yeah. Which that's pretty normal.
yeah.
People like the original soundtracks usually more than the remakes.
Yeah. Um, jumping back. Sorry, I got us off topic because I want to talk about the music and like the battle theme. I kind
Yeah.
of agree with your assessment of Smithy. He kind of looks like a king ogre, or maybe like an evil metal demented Santa Claus. Um, like
Yeah.
he has a really good design, I think. Despite the fact that I think the sword would have been more epic, in terms of
Yeah.
like a final fight. Um, like he,
They already poached the Power Rangers. They could have made him turn into a mega version of him with the sword, like a really big boss.
yeah. See, I think that would have been kind of cool. Like
Yeah.
truly. Um,
He ditches the hammer, grabs the sword.
yeah.
Time to fight.
But yeah, I mean, we took him out his first form pretty easily. You know, it's not really like a super secret to this fight, but the smelter, the big gold thing off to the left there, if you don't take it out, he keeps creating more and more and more enemies. Um,
Yep.
and basically he tries to just overcrowd you and beat you that way. He himself is not overly powerful until his second form.
Yes.
But again,
Learned
like
that the hard way.
like a lot of RPGs, most final bosses have two or more forms, and
Yep.
usually the first form kind of is there to either straight up like bitch slap you and show no mercy, like this is what you get is no mercy this entire fucking fight, or
Yeah.
it's to lull you into like a false sense of security.
Like,
So
you're like, yeah, this farm was really easy. His next farm probably is going to be super easy too.
yeah.
But like when he transformed into that,
I was gonna say,
like
and then you get
that's
this
like a
nightmare
little
fuel.
yeah, that thing is nightmare fuel with the eyes moving back and forth and everything. I was like, I don't like that.
Nope. Nope. Yeah, not at all. Not
His
at
ogre
all.
form was threatening in its own way, but this thing's just child creepy.
Yep. And then he has this malleable head that will do different things. I think there were 3 different heads besides the like his true form.
Yeah.
There's the tank, which can one hit KO you and can hit like a tank.
Yep.
Then
In
there's
the
like
mailbox.
the yeah the mailbox. Oh no,
It looks like a mailbox.
there are 4 forms. There's the
Okay.
mailbox, and it causes like status effects that can fuck you up.
Yep.
Um,
And then the
the
mage.
mage, which is supposed to be a mage, but it looks like a fucking like creepy ass ghost, honestly.
Yeah, it looks like a body on top of his body.
Yeah, but that one's supposed to be like magic based, and
Yep.
then whereas like the tank is physical based, and then again the I think it's supposed to be a treasure chest is supposed
Yeah,
to be
it's
like
supposed to be a treasure chest, but the way that it's
it kind of
angled
looks like
makes it look like a mailbox.
yeah. And that's supposed to be status effects. Then there's the coffin. I forgot about the coffin form because I don't think I encountered it on my playthrough right here.
Oh. Did
And
I?
I think you did, but it was
Yeah, it
it's
might.
supposed to be like a defensive form. So
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't remember. I might have. Oh, hey, Riley. What you staring at?
the ghost.
Yeah, did you see this? Just not moving, just full on stare.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah.
I'm very concerned about what Andy may or may not stare at for the next day or so, as I've just recently watched the first 2 Conjuring movies and the 3 Annabelle movies. So I've got a good dose
Very
of
nice.
like creepy ghostiness going on.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We watched The Shining. Tim's never seen The Shining. We watched
Oh.
The Shining this week, and then we're gonna be watching Doctor Sleep the next time that we actually have time to sit down. Because I've never seen Doctor Sleep.
Doctor Sleep is really good. Doctor Sleep, the way they did it in the movie, I think was a perfect homage to both the books of The Shining and Doctor Sleep, but also incorporating proper homage to The Shining because King didn't like the way they did the movie of The Shining.
Yeah, which I found out that there's 2 different versions of The Shining, Stephen King's and Kingdon's. I didn't know that.
No, I didn't. But I mean, Doctor Sleep is excellent. For anyone who came here to listen to Super Mario RPG stuff.
Yeah.
If you've never watched Doctor Sleep, please do so. Because first and foremost, I mean, come on. Hold on. Let me see if I can say it in his own voice. That's fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's Ewan McGregor playing Danny Torrance all growing up. And, you know, I think I shared a meme in the Discord earlier this week that, you know, like, Ewan McGregor literally does anything. And Star Wars fans, perfect fucking specimen. Like,
Yeah.
it truly is, you know, like, you know, I'm straight as an arrow, but not gonna lie, I'd consider it. Anyway,
Thank God.
that is a handsome man. Come on. You, of all people, I think should be agreeing with it. Killing me.
I like Jason Statham. He's daddy. And his accent. Oh. I'm a sucker for accents though, so oh.
You do. Wait a minute. You're a sucker for accents. It's Ewan fucking
Yeah.
McGregor. He has an accent.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the looks that I like. Like he's okay. Like I can say that he's attractive, but like I'm not attracted to him. I could still say that they're attractive. He doesn't make my sparks fly though.
Anyways, on the
Don't be
next
disappointed in my attractiveness to men. You're
D20
straight.
duo quest log, I start the search for a new co-host.
Wow. That's where we're gonna draw the line, right there.
Yep. No, yeah, Doctor Sleep, great movie. Very good. Unfortunately, to watch both movies, like you have to split them up because The Shining, I want to say is like just under 3 hours. Like it's a long movie.
Was it? Yeah, it did take us a while. I guess I didn't really. I wasn't paying
Movie,
attention to the time. It was a long movie.
1980.
Yeah. Hi,
I thought
Osiris.
it was earlier than that. Let's see.
No,
Frequently asked on Google, what the heck is The Shining about? Uh,
Lord.
Runtime. 2 hours and 23 minutes. Okay, so a little bit less than I was saying there, but that's still, I mean,
It's still a
over
long
two
time.
hours.
Yeah.
Doctor Sleep clocks in at 2 hours and 32 minutes.
Oh, so it's even longer. God damn.
Yeah, but Doctor Sleep is very very well done. It kind of watch it.
Yeah, that's it. That's the plan.
So as you can see here that we've been ignoring, I'm in the middle of the fight with Smithy. We just had the mailbox up, and he did some crazy stuff and was basically
Yeah, and the ghost was there too.
Yeah. Basically, oh, there's the instant kill move, Magnum. Just fucking one shot Bowser, and then he gets a second attack. Thankfully, it only did 51 damage, but it's still a good chunk of change when you only have 200 HP.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, 222 is the max I had, and that was Bowser. He had the most HP in the party.
I think he had the most in mine as well, but I think I was at like 216 for him. As I wasn't as because I stuck with the one that gave the most bonuses the entire time. I
mhm.
never diverted from that, which it makes sense, just especially like you said, with the HP only giving like 3, that ain't gonna help you late game. The 3 HP ain't gonna save you.
No, but the extra point of physical and attack power and defense power could very
Yeah,
much.
exactly.
So, um, but yeah, there in my video, I just defeated Smithy. I mean, what are your final thoughts on fighting Smithy? Like,
I liked that compared to like I don't think he was as challenging as it was to fight Yurtovich. Like that was actually a pretty intense battle. Smithy, like it was more calculating. Like I did die more times, but Yurtovich like was under suspense the entire time. Like we're gonna die, we're gonna die. Smithy, I had the items, I had the heals, where I was like, I should be okay. Like I should be good. And I think I got down to where Mario had like 5 HP and then he took Peach and Bowser out in one hit. I was like, I got I gotta heal now. But like I didn't get wiped the entire game.
I did once at least during QLEX. I
Yeah.
think that was the only time I wiped. But yeah, with QLEX I definitely wiped.
Yeah, and I got close with QLX too. I almost did, but I was surprised that I didn't die. Regardless of being OP or not, some of the bosses still hit you for 99 damage, and like doing that 2, 3 times in a row, you're dead. We
Yeah.
only have 200 some HP, and not even so some of the characters didn't even get above 200. So like you had to keep an eye on your HP a lot because I have it in a lot of games, especially like Bloodborne and shit, where I'll be running around on like 1 HP because I'm just focused on running around. I'm like, heal! I don't have heals! Fuck! So like I don't always pay attention to my HP until someone drops. I'm like, oh, I'm injured. Oh no.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is a pretty big thing with it. Now, I will say that I do agree. Smithy's kind of an easier final boss compared to some. I can tell you as we move into Chrono Trigger starting soon, um, you ain't gonna have that easy of a time with Lavos, or the final
Is that the
boss.
final boss? Okay. I was like, Lavos.
Um, you won't have the easy of a time with final boss.
Okay.
I apologize. I mean, statute of limitations on spoilers. It is a game that is actually it's
I mean, it says
30
his
years
name.
old because it was in 95. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I
Well,
mean, you
is it
don't
a
know who.
spoiler?
Not really. You don't really know. You find out who Lavos is pretty early on in the game.
Okay. I was like, it's not like your best friend who betrays you or
No,
some shit.
no.
Yeah, so that's not really a spoiler.
Um, but yeah, you won't have that easy of a time with him. Doesn't matter even if we get to level 99, which there's a real good chance that we will not. Um, that's
We'll see about that.
I don't
Is there a level up charm?
I don't. Oh, there might be.
I'm gonna Google it.
I don't remember ever grinding insanely in Chrono Trigger. Like, Chrono Trigger has the same style as like Mario RPG and like Sea of Stars, where the enemies are all on the map. So
Mhm.
I don't remember ever like grinding like crazy. I just continued to kill everything. Um, so yeah, you won't have that easy of a time with Lava, especially if we go after like trying to kill him again to get the good ending. Um, but we're in the end of the game here on the video. We saw Malo reunited with his parents and kind of like reintroducing himself to the people of Nimbus Land. Bowser and the Koopa Troop are rebuilding the keep. Let's see what else we got here. Ah,
So
yes, Johnny.
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 So there is no EXP charm in Chronos Trigger. However, there
Chrono.
is a work Chrono Trigger. There's an item called Workman's Wallet, which does not affect EXP, but converts all experience points into gold for those who are prioritizing gold over experience.
Yeah, I don't want to do
Which,
that.
yeah,
Trust me, at a certain point in that game, like most RPGs, you won't have any issues having enough gold. So,
yeah, eventually just neither becomes a priority. You just have so much.
yeah, basically. You saw Krako living with the Yoshis on Yoster Isle there. Todovsky's conducting his choir. Uh, Tits McGee married Bowser, legally distinct Wario,
Yeah,
even though they own Wario.
yeah, just
I
okay.
I I, I truly think that that would have been a better like fit, honestly.
Having
And
Wario.
yeah, and maybe they just didn't think about it at the time, but like
They made him look so much like him. They should have just did it.
yeah. Super Mario Land 2, which was the introduction of Wario, came out in 92. When did Mario Land 3 come out? I imagine it wasn't that much longer after. Um, yeah, it came out in 94. So Wario was an established character 2 years even before this game came out, and they chose to not go with him. Um, for, whatever reason. But I think it would have been cool to have Wario's Tower and have Wario
Yeah.
be a thing.
Yeah.
Maybe in Super Mario RPG 2, which, come on, Nintendo, let's see
Get
it.
on it.
The remake did great. You want to give us Super Mario Land 2, you want to give us a true sequel. The Paper Mario series is perfectly fine, but we need an actual Mario RPG 2. So, we only got a couple minutes left here, so let's talk about the Legendary rating system real quick. So if you've ever been in my live chat, you would know that I rate all games that I complete on a rating system. 5 different categories, 20 points per category, so you get a total out of 100. It gives you a fair and arbitrary rating, in my opinion.
That's my opinion.
That's my opinion. Visuals, atmosphere, audio, gameplay, and overall fun factor. Mr. Wrong, for visuals, you gave it a 19 out of 20. Why'd you rate it that way?
Based on the time that it came out, we can't hold it to the standards of games today. So like based on when it came out, I feel like the graphics were very like they're top tier for its time. So like I can't really take away from that because a lot of it was it's all pixelated. So like I think they had just done a really great job throughout the stories, making the towns and everything. So like visually, it was it was visually pleasing. As I there wasn't a lot that I had like an issue with because all the characters looked how they should, and like even in the backgrounds and everything as you're playing, like you still saw everything, which
Yeah.
I liked.
I gave it a 20 out of 20. It's one of the few 20s that I've ever given out on the Legendary rating system. No, I fully agree. And honestly, while you can't hold it to the same standard of current day games, honestly, some current day games just look like shit too. Like
Yeah, that's
this,
fair.
this at least took. There's a reason why um, retro styling is booming right now. Look at things like the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters, Dragon Quest HD 2D, Octopath Traveler, Triangle
Sea of
Strategy,
Stars.
Sea of Stars. These games that are coming out that have this retro pixelated styling, it's because sometimes things that are done in 3D, like 3D models, just kind of look like ass. Sorry, not sorry. And
Yeah.
if they're not coded properly, then they clip, and there's all kinds of weirdness, and you got people doing weird shit, and yeah. So,
No,
um,
100%. Like some games that are even good, like visually, if they have like lag problems, really ruin the game because the lag fucks it up so bad.
yeah, agreed. Overall atmosphere, for very similar reasons as for the visuals, I really felt like I was kind of engulfed in the land of the Mushroom Kingdom and Mario and all his friends and everything. I gave it a 19. You only gave it a 14. Why?
I forget.
Yeah, can't even defend why he did it.
I say, could you rephrase it? My brain isn't braining.
Well, okay, so atmosphere is supposed to be like how.
Or is this that for replayability?
No, no,
No.
atmosphere is like how immersed in the world did you feel?
Immersed in the world. Okay. So I think the main issue that I had with it for giving it that was like the story was fine, like but like it was just fine the entire time. Like there wasn't a really big point where I was like super invested in these characters cuz like Mario being a side scroller, we know these characters. We didn't have Luigi or Yoshi really join us, which Yoshi could join us if we had cookies, but like I would have really liked to see him as like a playable character. So I feel like having them a little more involved because like Yoshi is supposed to be Mario's trusted companion, yet he shows up for one little part and that was it. So I felt like immersion wise, Yoshi should have been a lot more present. And then same with Luigi. Like I feel like that makes sense. I think the most impactful part was that like was immersion wise was when we were in the star fields and listening to people's wishes. Like that was like a good Easter egg, and that actually like brought a little more depth to some of the characters. But other than that, like Gino had the best story arc.
Well, yeah, and I mean, and that's easy to say because it kind of revolves around him, anyways, with the Star Road.
Yeah.
You know, being the overall like this is what we need to do to save the world is fix Star Road. So
Yeah.
no, I get it. I get it. It's fair. That's fair, honestly. And yeah, again, just like Wario, and like I think that Luigi and Yoshi should have more pertinent roles in a sequel. So,
Yes.
you know, but thankfully they have enough characters in the Nintendo realm that while I would hope that Malo and Gino would return and maybe some of these other characters that we encountered in the original Mario RPG, they really wouldn't have to return at this point. There's enough of them that they could do without.
Yeah. And realistically, in the second one, they would have to find a really good reason for Gino to return.
Yeah. I mean, they could just destroy the Star Road again, but I mean, then people are going to call them lazy for lazy storytelling. And that's
Yeah.
what it's going to be. So,
Yep.
audio, the music of the game and all the sound effects and all that kind of stuff. As I kind of already alluded to, yeah, I gave it a perfect 20 because I love all the music in this game. I think it's pretty much I can't think of a single track or background or even a noise that annoys me. You also rated it pretty high with an 18.
Yes. As a lot of the music was obviously very nostalgic for me. Then like the last boss battle, like that music was great. And then I think back to Culix's, which is the music from Final Fantasy IV, but like I've never played Final Fantasy IV. So like for me, like I really enjoyed that because Final Fantasy is fucking amazing. And then I think at the end when they made the somber version of the Mario theme, like it was just so relaxing to listen to like as the background music. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was just so calming because I don't think I had heard that slowed down version before. But like obviously we know the song, they just it was like a rephrase of it and I really liked that.
Yeah.
Like the music just it has the feels. You can't go wrong with it, honestly.
No, and that's fair. That's fair. I'm gonna go out of order from what we traditionally do because this is gonna be just a really easy one. Fun
Yeah.
factor. Basically, how much fun did you have playing the game? For me, I also factor in like would I play it again? I've played this game more times than I can count. I believe you said that you probably wouldn't play the game again unless you had like a real reason to, but we
Yeah.
both rated it a perfect 20.
Yep.
This game is a ton of fun. It was a ton of fun playing through with someone else, like doing a simul play. And as we kind of perfect our craft here on Questlog, we've already had a small discussion about things we want to maybe do differently with Chrono Trigger and other games going forward.
Yep.
But we both rated it a 20 out of 20, so I don't think we need to say much more about that. Gameplay. Here's the only category where Mr. Wrong rated gameplay higher than rated higher than I did. I gave gameplay a
And
15.
instantly wanted to change my answer.
You kind of did because you forgot something. You forgot something, but I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But you rated it a 17. I only gave it a 15. I rated it a 15 because some of the platform elements take it away from me. While Mario is known for platforming, Mario's also not known for greatness in 3D platforming.
Yeah, no.
And while he's had a lot of really good 3D entries, there's been a couple crappy ones too. This isn't 3D, but it's this weird isometric 2D, 3D type wannabe. And that took a lot
Yeah.
away from me. And again, you wanted to change it right afterwards, but I locked you in. So, like, 17 was
I
it.
wasn't thinking about the platforming concept of it. Like,
Mm-hmm. Why did you
I
give it a 17? Do you remember?
well, that's what I was trying to think of. I was trying to think. I I want to say that because this is the replayability thing, which I
No,
the
fun
story's
factor
not
was the
great.
replayability.
Oh,
So he doesn't
I don't know.
know.
I I want to say that realistically, the platforming really got me so many times throughout the playthrough, just for the fact that like the directional controls, like if we were using like the actual like stick in order to do it, like I feel like I could have had a better, easier time with it, but using the analog of or the D-pad hitting up and over at the same time never always computed to where you wanted to jump. And then same with the platforms that fucking were going at the same time and you had to time it exactly right. And then your jumps were sometimes random, where sometimes a small jump, sometimes a big jump. Like that that part of the platforming really got me, where timing was so essential. And oh, I remember my reason for the 17 was because again, with timing, using the
The
super
super
jump.
jump. Yeah, that was it. You were complaining about getting 30 consecutive super jumps was impossible, let alone the idea that they want you to do 100 to get the super suit.
Yeah,
Um,
and that it's not possible. Like there's no way. It reminds me of Final Fantasy X trying to get Lulu's ultimate weapon by avoiding lightning.
which is totally
Like
possible.
that one is, but that one takes a lot of time and effort. That one is possible. It just takes a really long time. It just reminded me of that. But the super jump, it didn't seem to matter how accurate you got, because it like I could the top one I got was a 15 and that was by chance, but the rest of them, as I'm like actually like locked in and focusing solely on how to do it, I could only get like 10 to 12, and then you were stuck at 8 most of the time. So like it didn't, and even in the remake you'd said that you got like 23
Yeah.
and that was by chance too. So like it's just it's almost impossible. Like I guarantee that obviously people have done it, but most people probably gave up like we did because they're like, "Fuck this! There's no goddamn way."
Yeah, and it not really needed. Like, honestly, it was for stuff that would be cool to have, but not really needed. Now, I will tell
Yeah.
you, when we reach Final Fantasy X, we're doing some shit. We're gonna get some ultimate weapons.
Oh, 100%.
um, Mainly because and you know we've already kind of discussed it when it comes to the Final Fantasy series playthrough that we are going to be doing at some point on this program.
Yes.
I'm going to be a little trophy whore, so
Oh.
I
Okay.
will. We will be playing the first 6 games, the Pixel Remaster versions, and I will be doing a platinum trophy for all 6 of those.
Oh.
Now, I can't do it for Final Fantasy 2 because I've already done it for Final Fantasy 2. So I'll take that one a little bit more lax, but the other 5, I will be doing a platinum trophy. I'd
Okay.
like to get a platinum trophy on 7 and 8 as well, but I haven't dove into what those trophies are for 7 and 8 remaster. I
Okay.
will not on 9. A
Yeah,
because
you just beat 9 not that long
I say
ago.
I just recently beat 9, so like I've already unlocked a bunch of the trophies for it.
Yeah.
But one of the trophies is to get Excalibur 2. Now this is not really a spoiler or a secret or anything, I guess. I mean, it kind of is a secret. To get Sergeant Clanky Pants' best weapon in the game, arguably the most powerful weapon in the game, I believe, the Excalibur 2, you have to get to the screen right before the final boss in less than 12 hours or something like that.
Oh.
It's less than 20 hours. I don't remember the exact time, but it's some kind of crazy time in that period. Otherwise, the chest will not appear. By that point in time, this was my first playthrough of the game since my original playthrough back in like 2000.
Yeah.
I had 80 hours in the damn game by the time I got to end game.
Yeah, that seems very not possible, especially with cutscenes and everything.
You have to basically speed run the game to get there. And even then,
ridiculous.
now you can go back and grind like crazy fiend afterwards to learn all the abilities you missed, to gain all the XP that you've foregone. But
yeah, that you bypassed.
But I mean, like, you still have to fight shit in order to become powerful enough to get past certain enemies. I mean, there were some enemies that were kicking my ass the entire game, and I was not level 99 by the time I finished the game. But like,
there's a new game plus, so I assume that's probably the only time you could really get it.
There's not new game plus on Final Fantasy 9.
No?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
I don't think any of the Final Fantasy games have new game plus on them, at least not through the original 12.
No. I know the remake of 7 does.
Yeah, we don't count that.
Yeah.
We will play the remake of 7 as part of the Final Fantasy series playthrough, but I think we kind of like agreed that it would be like the last set of games that we were playing. We would play through the originals first. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Play through the originals first and then come back to it, which, as we had already talked about too, we're not going to do every single Final Fantasy in a row anyway. We're going to do one, go to one of the other list, come back, just so that there's a lot of diversity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because those games are long.
Yeah. Well, now the first 6 games, like the Pixel remasters, we can get through those. I mean, they won't be much longer than what we did here for Super Mario RPG. Sleep,
right?
20, 30 hours.
The first game, like, I got that one for the most part almost memorized. Second one, about the same thing. Third game, I've never beat. Because I have, we got it on Steam, the 3D remake version of it. Yep. But like, I've never beat that one. And from there on, I haven't beat any of the other ones at all until 10. And 7 is the only one that I actually played after 3. And I never beat 7 either, because the disc always was scratched to fucking hell, and I never could complete it. Because I had my brother's copy. I didn't have like a brand new copy.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, we're going to get to those, though, on Questlog here. We got a lot of games planned for you all, so we hope that you'll stay tuned with us through this journey. We are going to end Super Mario RPG officially here in just a moment. Put it in the books. Any final thoughts, Mr. Wrong, about Super Mario RPG?
Not really. Unless they're coming out with a part 2 or a remake of... Not a remake. Remake exists. Unless they come out with like a part 2 or like a different version of the RPG, I feel like we would probably touch base on that. But for the game itself, I mean, it's great. I had a great time playing through it for the first time ever.
And good job completing it. Very good job completing it.
Claps all around. Claps all around.
All right, everyone. For Mr. Wrong, I am Legionkaje. We are the D20 duo because that's the name that we came up with, and this has been Questlog.
Questlog. Hey, I got it.
Still fucking late.
No, I got it that time. We said at the same time.
Or late.
I did. I
Watch the
did. I
video.
did it.